Who is the GOAT for each JoJo part? That's the question we had, and after doing some research, some studying, we found out the answer.
For part 1, the GOAT is William Zeppeli. Tell me why.
Basically, he taught Jonathan Hamon.
Yeah.
He is kind of a catalyst in the entire Joestar Dio feud. Like, if he didn't teach Jonathan Hamon the entire series, it would have never happened.
And also, he did accept his fate, man. I mean, he was like, remember when he was like a young little sailor boy when his dad got infected with like the stone mask? He survived that, okay, shipwrecked. He also traveled all the way to, like, I guess, Tibet.
Yeah.
Tibet, and he trained underneath, what was that guy's name? The old guy? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
we're going to insert him in later. He trained with that guy, saw his fate, and realized, hey, I must die for JoJo.
Yeah, he was like, just tell me when and where, and I don't really care. And he also, when they were fighting Tarkus and Bruford, you know, he got cut in half, but he was like, Jonathan, take my life force.
And he basically destroyed, like, Jack the Ripper with a wine bottle, just with wine. That's it.
So he's the true GOAT of part 1. Part 2...
Joseph Joestar. This is very simple, guys, okay?
Yeah.
He literally destroyed, like, all the Pillar Men.
Yeah, he literally... AC/DC, WAMU, and Cars.
And he beat one in Mexico, too, Santana.
Yeah. But he beat the 3 main villains, basically one-on-one, literally saved the world, somehow defeated Cars, which nobody else...
Goated.
Yeah.
Cars is literally the ultimate life force. Okay, he probably could beat, like, every JoJo villain besides a few. That's how broken he is. Like, physically, he is the strongest. Okay, he's a Pillarman. Pillarman in the sun. Pillarmen are above vampires. Okay, that's just an idea of, like, how naturally powerful he was.
And he's just, like, super smart. He uses his intelligence multiple times throughout the series.
He runs away when needed. People.
Like, he literally saves Lisa, who is supposed to be his master. And, like, she gets, like, one shot by Cars, and he just saves the world. So, yep, Joseph Joestar, GOAT of part 2.
2 rings in his body.
He got those out.
Got them out. Right. Goated.
Part 3.
Joseph again. Man, he is just an old man. He's wised up. He has a very good support stand, Hermit Purple. You know, he not only can he use Hamon, but he has a stand. And that stand was able, you know, kind of help them track down Dio, show them the fly and all that.
Yeah, he gets Jotaro out of prison.
Trying to save his daughter, who gets, like, sick, or her stand is attacking him.
Yeah. If he didn't get Jotaro out of prison, they would have lost. Plain and simple. And he is Jotaro is the main muscle of the Crusaders, but Joseph is the leader of the Crusaders and uses his resources.
Ties with the Speedwagon Foundation.
Exactly. Like, basically, without him, Dio takes over the world, pretty much. I mean, you know, Jotaro does beat him, but...
Well, he's the reason why, like, Jotaro exists, too.
Yeah.
So, without Joseph, there is no Jotaro.
Yeah. Yeah. Joseph, once again, GOAT of part 3. Part 4...
we have Koichi. Now, guys, this is going to surprise you, but he is truly a reliable guy.
Yeah. Jotaro himself literally says, I'm glad I met you. You're a truly reliable guy. He helps multiple members of the group time and time again. And
he saves the day from, like, Kira. Kira's about to activate Bites the Dust, but he uses, like, Echo's Act 3. Jotaro has enough time to catch up to him, stop time. He's like, hey, Koichi, you're truly a reliable guy. And also, Koichi gets the girl in the end of the day.
Yeah, like, literally, if Koichi didn't use that 3 freeze on Kira, everybody would have lost. Everybody would have died. So.
And I know, like, Koichi, he's also friends with Rohan, but Koichi, he's not supposed to be the GOAT of, like, Part 5. But in Part 5, Jotaro sent him to go get Giorno.
Yes.
Okay, that just shows, like, how goated he was. Jotaro is sending him to do missions.
Right. Koichi might be, maybe, the most goated character in the entire series. But, On to Part 5.
We have Bruno. Okay, he's first off the boss of, like, his group. And he's just a very noble guy. He's an anti-drugs kind of guy. He protects Trish. Upstanding guy. Too bad that he died in the end.
Yeah, like, to show you how much of a goat he is, Diavolo kills him. He, like, slices him almost in half and then punches him through the stomach. But as a spirit, he's just like, nah, I'm going to come back and save Trish. And he goes back inside of... He's literally dead.
With the help of Giorno.
He's dead and he comes back to life. And helps the gang up until almost the final.
His last moments.
Yeah.
Even when he swaps with Diavolo, he is still helping them out. And in fact, he figures out how to beat... Well, Diavolo figured out how to beat Silver Chariot or Chariot Requiem. But, Bruno, he punches that sun, that inner soul behind him, opens it up with the zippers, and he just bursts open and he dies. And then he ascends up to the JoJo afterlife.
And if you think about it, if Bruno was just like an evil guy and didn't want to help Trish, Giorno wouldn't have become the leader of the Mafia in the end. Him wanting to save Trish led to that.
I mean, if Bruno survived, he would have been leader of Passione.
Yeah. He did. Okay, Part 6.
Emporio.
All right. So, this is really easy. He basically does...
Saves the day.
All the little things that the group needs, he does. Like, I think a scene that perfectly captures this. You have, like, what is it?
Grown adults.
4 grown adults in a car. Jolene, we literally see her driving her boyfriend around. She knows how to drive. And they have Koichi,
Emporio,
who's a kid, who's like 4 foot nothing. And he's like stacked like some bricks and some books, and they have him driving.
It's truly reliable. And he gives like information to Jolene. He's like, Jolene, here's my mother's bone. He's just casually telling her, and he calls her like big sister. He's just giving her like information about like, hey, do this, do that. I have this own room section. You can come here and chill. Man, he is the GOAT. He's a true GOAT of this part. Jolene in the end saves him, and with weather reports stand, he defeats Pucci.
Yes, it is literally the first time in the series a Joestar does not beat the main villain.
Well, Dio and Jonathan.
Well, I mean, he beat him in the fight, though. He just was a vampire and lived.
Oh, well, yeah, but Pucci, man, got destroyed. And Emporio was like, hey, fate determined that I was going to beat you. You're just perverting it. And Emporio just saves the day. And he's the only one from, like, the main universe, after it gets, like, resetted again. He's the only one with memories from the old one. Pucci is no longer a thing. Emporio's just goated. He saves the day. Man, what a guy.
Yeah. He's honestly, like him and Koichi, probably top 2 GOATs of JoJo. Top 2 most reliable characters in JoJo. But anyway, on to Part 7.
Gyro.
Yeah.
Another Italian.
Basically, he teaches Johnny the spin, which is the catalyst. That he's literally just Zeppeli in Part 1. But he teaches Johnny everything, and that is the catalyst for Part 7 and for Part 8. Like, Johnny, he's literally the reason Johnny even develops as a character, because Johnny's just a sad guy in a wheelchair, and then he's like, you can walk again with the spin.
And also, he's trying to help out this little boy that's, like, framed for, like, what, murder? Framed for a crime? He's literally trying to help this kid. by winning like the steel ball run race, having enough money to like basically like defend this kid, because the kid did nothing wrong.
Yep. And in the end, he dies, which helps Johnny unlock Tusk Act 4 and defeat Valentine. Like, Gyro is truly, truly a GOAT just in general, but the GOAT.
And he's also a badass, man. He's like able to fight with like stand users.
Yeah.
He can see them, but he doesn't really have a stand.
Man, Gyro's just the best character. But anyway.
And pizza mozzarella.
Alright, part 8. This was tough. Let's just say we had a tie between Yasuho and Josuke. Because Josuke, like, if you look at all the stands in part 8, they're pretty weak or like very
in terms
specific.
Of compact. Yeah, compact.
Yeah. Josuke kind of, he's just kind of like, I mean, he's the main character, but he's like the main guy who kind of moves the story forward throughout the whole part. But then you could also say Yasuo, just because Paisley Park is like kind of a ridiculous stand, and she's able to use it multiple times to help out Josuke, and in the end, she's able to use it to aim soft and let go beyond and defeat Toru. So, I mean, really, it's kind of whoever you want to be. We couldn't decide, Yasuo or Josuke. Either one of those.
Josuke, for obvious reasons. He's the main character. He saves the day. He goes beyond. It's literally like two people.
Yeah. And he kind of he basically figures out the whole mystery. He has some help, but he kind of figures out that whole rock human stuff. I mean, part 9.
Not finished.
But we said Jodio.
It's a tie, actually. Jodio and Charming Man. See, the reason why I'm saying Charming Man is he's trying to help out. He's trying to figure out what's going on with his like little brother. He's like, hey, literally, society prevents me from figuring this out. So we have no idea what's going on. And the reason why I won't say Jodio is he literally burned a bus down. Okay, for Dragona.
So I'm just saying, Jodio is kind of like the, kind of the leader in the group. He kind of uses his intelligence and his, like, superior stand compared to the other group members to kind of get them out of danger. Like, if it wasn't for him, Rohan would have, like, beat all of them. But I will say, I do think Charming Man is going to be, like, invaluable later on.
Charming Man's definitely gonna die. Like, I can foresee that, which will help elevate his GOAT status, but we'll find out.
Yeah, so part 1 through 9, those are the GOATs. Quick recap: Zeppeli part 1, Joseph for part 2 and 3, Koichi part 4,
Bruno part 5, Emporio part 6, Gyro part 7,
Yasuo or Josuke part 8, and Jodio part 9.
or Charming Man part 9.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with another JoJo fan.
That's all. See ya.